On a quiet summer day in 1518, in the city of Strasbourg in present day France, a woman named Frau Troffet stepped into the street and started dancing. There was no music, no celebration, no joy, just movement. She danced for hours, then days. Her feet bled, her body shook, but she could not stop. And then something terrifying happened. Others joined her. Within a week, dozens of people were dancing men, women, young, old. They danced in streets, in courtyards, in public squares, their faces twisted in pain and fear. They begged for help, they cried while dancing, but their bodies refused to listen. This was not entertainment, this was loss of control. By the end of the month, hundreds were dancing. Some collapsed from exhaustion, some suffered heart attacks, some died on the streets, their bodies giving up before their minds did, and no one knew why. The city authorities were terrified. They did not understand disease the way we do today. Doctors examined the dancers and came to a shocking conclusion. They believed the victims were suffering from overheated blood, and their solution: let them dance it out. So the city did something unimaginable. They built stages, they hired musicians, they encouraged the dancers to keep moving, believing it was the only cure. Drums beat, fiddles played, and people kept dying. What makes the dancing plague even more disturbing is this. These people were not pretending. They were not drunk. They were not celebrating. Historical records describe faces frozen in agony, bodies convulsing, feet swollen, cracked, and bleeding. They wanted to stop. They couldn't. Eventually, as deaths increased, authorities changed their approach. The dancers were taken to shrines, prayers were offered, music was banned, and slowly the dancing stopped as suddenly as it began. So what really happened in Strasbourg in 1518? Historians and scientists still debate it. One theory points to mass psychogenic illness, a psychological condition where extreme stress spreads physical symptoms through a community. And the people of Strasbourg were under enormous pressure. Famine, disease, religious fear, poverty. Their minds broke together. Another theory suggests ergot poisoning, a toxic mold that grows on rye and can cause hallucinations and convulsions. But there's a problem. Ergot poisoning doesn't usually last for weeks, and it doesn't spread so selectively, which leaves us with an unsettling truth. The dancing plague may have been caused by human fear itself, a community pushed beyond its limits, until the mind turned against the body. Today, Strasbourg is peaceful. Tourists walk the same streets where people once danced themselves to death. The dancing plague of 1815 reminds us of something deeply uncomfortable. The human mind is powerful, but under the right conditions, it can also be dangerous. If fear once made an entire town lose control of their bodies, what do you think fear could make us do today? Thanks a lot for watching.